Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alison, the online piano and the online violin tutor. Today we're going to be doing another subscriber Sunday video. So if you out there have a problem with a particular technique or piece of music in the violin or piano and you want some help with it, send me in a video, we'll watch it together and we'll see if we can work through the problem. So in today's video we have a subscriber from India that just wants some general help with his playing. I've had a look at his video and there's a few things that I think we can mention in there. Let's watch the video and then we'll go through what I think the issues are. Okay, so this is all fairly standard of what I see of new violin players, and really just a couple of tweaks that need to be made with him. And if you yourself are watching this video and you've kind of just started, these are probably the sorts of things that you ought to just stand in front of a mirror and just check, kind of, go through the checklist as I'm kind of talking through them, just see if you are or are not doing these things. So most commonly, actually the first thing I notice is the bow. I do not like the bow hold. Now, number one, he's not holding the bow correctly anyway, but he's not holding it in the right place. So you want to be holding it between the frog and the sort of the black plastic bit, the ferrule that you've got there. And there should be like a little hole of wood. I've got a number of videos on how to hold the bow, so I'm not going to go through in great detail with that. But you want to be putting your thumb there. Now, it looks to me like he's got his thumb on that next little bit up here. You don't want to be bowing there. You only want to be bowing there if... Do you know what? I can't even think of a reason why you'd want to bow there. Maybe fiddle players. He clearly doesn't seem like he's a fiddle player to me in any shape or form. I apologise if he is, but I highly doubt he is. Maybe fiddle playing, but that's not what we're talking about today. So you don't want to be holding your bow up there. Some teachers, I'm not sure whether he has a teacher or not, but some teachers do, and I don't know why, teach their students to hold the bow a little bit higher up. I have absolutely no idea why teachers find that useful, because it's not correct. So a student gets used to holding their bow in the wrong place, a lot higher up, where the balance is a lot different, and then they get told to hold the bow a lot lower down. It's like learning a whole technique all over again. Why you'd want to do that, I really don't know. Personally, as a teacher, I can see absolutely no benefit to doing that. So he needs to make sure he's holding the bow in the right place. The second thing he's doing is holding right on the kind of tippy tips of his fingers. I don't know how he's holding the bow like that, but he's going to come very unstuck quite soon down the line, because what happens when you're holding with your fingers is that instantly you can see with my hand, I'm struggling to actually hold the bow, and it's causing quite a lot of tension. As you can probably see in my fingers, you can see all the bones starting to come up, and actually it's hurting. So maybe not so much for him because he's probably used to it, but for me, no. So what he needs to do is have the fingers a lot further round. Now, there are various different bow holds. So if you are going through the checklist, like I just said a few minutes ago, and my bow hold is slightly different to yours, that's absolutely fine. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. There's no one definite bow hold. But what you do want to make sure is that you have your thumb bent. Everybody should have their thumb bent, and their fingers should be a lot further over than holding on the very tips of your fingers here. I see that a lot. A good 80% of players do hold on the very tips of their fingers. You can't do that because you have absolutely no control, no movement, and it puts a lot of pressure on your hand. So have them down. I have mine quite far down and I tilt my hand. So either do it the way I do it in my videos, or the similar way that you would have been taught, but you would not have been taught to have the tips of your fingers. So make sure that everything is bent. I do tilt mine quite a bit when I teach. I've got a combination bow between, or a hybrid between, the Franco-Belgian bow hold and the Russian. The Russian is very, very tilted. The Franco-Belgian is more kind of, standing up a little bit more. I'm kind of in between the two, but nobody's right, nobody's wrong, it's fine. So that's the first thing that I just want to mention. And then the other thing is just his left hand on the violin. His playing is good. I don't see anything wrong with his playing. Despite the bow hold, he seems to be bowing quite straight. He's got a decent enough violin. He is hitting a few of the strings every now and then, but I would say that's probably just something that a beginner would do anyway, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. It just seems like he's just catching it every so often. Nothing that sounds untoward for me, something that will probably just go away in time. Or perhaps if he had a slightly better angle on his bridge, if he upgraded his violin so his bridge is better angled, a lot of that would go away. So I don't see any cause for concern with hitting any of those strings. It's just something I know that's just happening once in a while. Something he needs to be aware of and work on, but nothing that's bothering me. So with the left hand, again, just feel like there's just too much grip. A lot of you all have a lot of grip here, and a lot of you need to have a lot more room. You almost need to have room enough to have a tennis ball almost in your hand. He sort of seems a little bit too high up. Everything's just a little bit rank, and you see how this has changed now. The bottom of the hand here near the wrist starts to kind of creep up a little bit. As soon as you do that, you've lost all flexibility here. So you need to make sure that your wrist is down, you've got enough room in there, and also that you've got enough room in this little gap here. So you don't want to be putting in the violin in there. You want to be holding with your thumb sort of more towards the pad of your thumb, and so that you've got a little bit of room in kind of that bit there between, you know, a little bit of room in there, so to speak. So if you do that, then everything can sort of flow down a little bit more rather than being up and restricted. So there we go. Mainly those are the things that I would just work on and tweak if I was him. And I hope that has helped him, and I hope that has helped you guys as well. Like I said, go and look in front of a mirror, just go through those checklists, make sure you've got your bow hold correct, because that's very, very important, and make sure that you're not death gripping the neck of the violin. So many people do that, and then they wonder why they're getting pain in their arm, they can't move so well, it's very difficult to get to the G string, they can't change position, they can't do vibrato. All of those things, it just has a cascading knock-on effect. So these are the very basics, and I know it is very difficult to remedy yourself and teach yourself, but hopefully that is the purpose of these types of videos. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that has helped, and I will see you in the next Subscriber Sunday video. Bye!